Would you believe me if I told you there is a better way to build strong, durable wrists and forearms that don't include buying expensive grippers? Would you believe me if I was wearing this hat? Would you believe me? How about this hat? Would you believe me then? But seriously, my impeccable taste in hats aside, there is an incredibly underutilized and effective tool that can help you build a monster grip, which is important for the tactical athlete, the grappler, or anybody that needs strong hands, wrists, and forearms. And that is a bag of sand, which you can get at a hardware store for $3 to $4. So let's take a look at some of the things we can do with the bag of sand. Okay, here we are with a bag of sand. That's it. One of the first movements we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hand like this. It's a claw, so think of it as a claw. Now you wanna stick this claw as it is into the bag of sand, and you're gonna squeeze your hand closed, and you're gonna open it up, squeeze your hand closed again, open it up, squeeze, and you're gonna do that until you get all the way to the bottom of the bag, or if you have a bucket of sand, you wanna do that until you get to the bottom of the bucket. Next up, we're gonna keep that claw, right? But only this time we're gonna work on some rotational movements. So with that same clawed hand, you're gonna dig it into the sand, and you're just gonna rotate and rotate and rotate until you get to the bottom of your bucket or your bag of sand, all the way down. Now you wanna keep those fingers, you wanna keep them straight and stiff, because you're resisting the compaction of the sand. And that's how you gain all that strength in your hands and your forearms. Another movement we can look at, call it the pinch, because we're gonna start with this pinched grip. From here, you're gonna go back into that sand, and you're gonna open those hands up, and you're gonna pinch them back. Open those hands up, pinch them back. And you're gonna do that all the way to the bottom of the bucket or your bag of sand. So remember, you start like this. We're gonna get into the sand, and you're gonna open and come down. Now there'll be sand in between your fingers and your fist, but that's okay. You still wanna always return to that position, spread those hands out till you get to the bottom of your bucket of sand or your bag. Okay, now this next movement, we can call it the scoop, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You're gonna take your hand, in the Marine Corps we call this the knife hand. But you're gonna take your hand and you're gonna start like that. We're gonna get into our bag of sand, and you wanna scoop. Close the fist, open it back up, scoop, close the fist, open it back up. And just like all the exercises, so you're gonna scoop, open up, and you're gonna go down, you're gonna scoop, open up, and go down. Remember, it's gonna be difficult, especially in sand, because it's very compacted, it's gonna resist, but that is the beauty of using sand for training your forearm, for training your grip. It's a 3D environment, and remember, we live life in a 3D environment. So sand, in my opinion, is probably one of the most effective mediums for building strong forearms, wrists, and fingers. Now you can use rice if you want. I know they use it in physical therapy settings. I guess the only difference between rice and sand is, like I said earlier, sand is a little more compacted, and I think it's a little bit harder, where rice seems to have a little more air in between it, all those little grains of sand. So I'm not sure you're gonna get that same kind of resistance. Although if you've had a severe arm injury of some kind, or you lost use of it, starting with rice is probably a good starting point, and then from there, graduating up to something like sand. Now remember, if you're a grappler, if you compete in strongman, if you're the tactical athlete, meaning you're in the military, law enforcement, firefighting, EMT, it is so critical to have a strong grip. It's critical to have strong forearms and strong wrists. If you're a combatives athlete, you need to control people with your hands. Hand fighting, hand wrestling is so important for jiu-jitsu positioning, especially if you're wearing a gi, but it's equally as important if you're wrestling a no gi because you don't have much to grab onto, so whatever grip you can muster can make the difference between getting submitted or submitting someone else. So I hope this helps. Remember, for $4, you can start building a grip like a python. It's very simple. You don't need a lot of crap. You just need a bag of sand. If you enjoy this, please subscribe. Check me out on Instagram at TheHeathenMachine and follow along on my YouTube channel because I'm going to have a lot more of this coming your way. Heathen Machine,